Statistics out this month about the growing opioid epidemic in America. A record 72,000 Americans died from overdoses last year alone, with opioids accounting for almost 50,000 of that total. Geraldo Rivera joins us with an on-the-ground look at this crisis. He joined a task force of the DEA, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, and local authorities during a federal drug investigation in Tennessee. And Geraldo, I'll turn it over to you just to explain what you're doing, and I believe you have done some interviews on the ground as well.
We have, Dana. Thank you very much. Welcome to Nashville, the capital of Tennessee, the state capitol building, majestic behind me. The flags on top of the state capitol have never wavered. They are at half staff to recognize the passing of Senator John McCain. About halfway between here in Nashville and Knoxville in the eastern part of the state, there's a little town called Salina, Tennessee, in Clay County. 1,500 people live in Salina, Tennessee. 1,500 people served by 4 big, busy drugstores. Those 4 big, busy drugstores last year, according to the DEA, wrote 1.3 million prescriptions, or 1.3 million pills, opioid pills, were prescribed by those 4 drugstores in that tiny town of Salina, Tennessee. Obviously, what the DEA and the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, suspect is that some of those drugs are being diverted, or the doctors are overprescribing, that those drugstores have become prescription pill factories dispensing drugs to people who pay the freight, but causing the kind of carnage that you referenced at the top of the segment. 72,000 Americans dead last year alone. That's up from 64,000 in 2016. 72,000 last year. That number continues to rise. It is one of the leading causes of death in our country. C. Martin Reed, the DEA administrator in charge of the raids on those 4 drugstores in Salina, Tennessee this morning, spoke with us. He guided us through this process. Here he is.
But at this point, we're going to make sure we get records, we look at records, we analyze the records, we look at the dispensing logs, the prescriptions, all of the drugs. We'll do a count of the drugs just to make sure that there's no actual diversion happening.
We spoke to the people who were apparently in charge of 2 of the 4 of those big drugstores in Salina, Tennessee. Here is their side of the story when I confronted them with the suspicion held by the DEA and the TBI that they are prescribing way too many opioids. Kind of a shocking way to start your day. How are you feeling?
I feel fine.
Do you feel confident that all of the opioids coming out of this place are legitimately prescribed and dispensed by you?
Very confident.
Why such a large number? Why so many doses per capita? Why people coming from Kentucky?
I don't have hardly anybody coming from Kentucky.
Why such a high number of opioids prescribed? How do you feel about the DEA coming to your drugstore this morning, kind of suspecting that you're dispensing more opioids than you should be?
I really don't, no comment.
But can you explain why so much traffic in this little town? Why 4 big drugstores?
No, sir. There's no comment.
Is that 4 drugstores here to serve the local population of 1,500 in the town of Salina?
I can't answer that, sir.
We know how the Mexican drug cartels are killing Americans. We know how the Chinese and their fentanyl factories are killing Americans. But Dana, as you said at the top, over 50,000 of those overdose deaths are caused by prescription pills prescribed by drugstores right next door. We've got to check and see if they're really doing the right thing by their customers. Dana, back to you.
All right, Geraldo, thank you for that report. We appreciate it. We'll check back in.